Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I love wasting. I love wasting. I get free. I reap abundantly. I already have everything I need. Wonderful is happening to me right now. Don't you feel it? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Oh yeah, I accept things the way they are. I will. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Nobody can sit there. Oh, okay. I was just trying to
That's why I'm mostly stuck in it. Oh, okay. Location, time and day. Yeah. Okay, just give them back. Hey, Merry Christmas.
I see you're all dressed up in your Christmas stuff here.
I am. This is our Christmas.
Santa's bringing us anything we want.
And I told her, she said before he's bringing her anything she wants, I said, well, put mine in there too in case he misses me. So if she gets my stuff, she can call and give it to me. So boom, ho, ho, ho. You've been hoed from Las Vegas.
And so it is.
Isn't that a deal? I'm so happy he did that. Now I can take it
Good morning, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Please join me in a moment of centering on the absolute reality of the indwelling Christ consciousness. We're centering this morning on the idea of renewal, resolve. So please relax, if you haven't already done so, and turn within. In the words of Ernest Holmes, he said, turn entirely away from external situations and circumstances. So I invite you to allow my words to be your words of unification, of realization, of that higher reality of Christmas magic, what we used to call miracles and joy. So as you gently close your eyes, open your hearts, recalling a time in your Christmas experience. It's what I'm going to call the original innocence, that childlike excitement around the anticipation of Christmas. Maybe there were Christmas cookies and lights and decorations and all kind of delicious aromas. And what about Santa? Was Santa coming to town? Was Santa coming to your house? Was there gonna be that special gift under the tree for you? So recall that excitement and anticipation and that memory of that perfect Christmas that you had or that you wanted to have. Perhaps it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. So the invitation today, in this new day, in this new moment, is to give that Christmas experience to yourself right now. To yourself right now. We know in the science of mind that the whole proposition is to reveal the self to the self. And I add, for the self. But not by yourself, because we're here together. To the point that you allow that. We are your sisters and your brothers, your fathers and your mothers, your cousins that you always wanted to have. You have us now. So we're healing that sense of separation between God, which we say is perfect, and us, which sometimes we think is imperfect. But today, I'm here to remind you that you are the gift and the giver. You are the light, the life, the love in your own Christmas memory and in mine. So as you return your focus now to our program, to our service, please do it from a refreshed and renewed place, rejoicing in the magic of the season, the miracle of life, and the gift of who you really are and what you represent. So come back, bring your attention to your surroundings, to your family and friends, and please look at us all in a new light, the Christ light of Christmas love. Thank you so much, and I just want to say good morning.
Good morning. And so as we continue to center in the love of God, I recognize that every moment of life is God expressing itself. And I know God to be love, to be intelligence, harmony. I know God to be the spirit of this world. And I know that I am one with God because I am created in that image and likeness of intelligence, of love, of a power so much bigger than I am. And I also know this to be true about every person who walks the earth and everything that exists in this universal mind of God. And so today I am honored to affirm that this Christ consciousness is within me, within the spirit of the earth and the universe. And if for a moment I happen to forget, all I need to do is to put my hand over my heart and feel that life that God has granted me with. I know that as we continue to celebrate the month of December with integrity, I know that integrity happens in my mind. That righteous judgment that my entire mind and body lives, feels. As I see myself and everyone else and everything else, as I feel my own heartbeat, I remember that this world and everyone in it is created by the intelligence of God, limitless possibility every moment. of living a good life and giving that which we already have. And so I am so grateful to stand here on this holy ground and be grateful that the Word of God is, was, and will continue to be love, harmony, unity for all people, for all things. And so I release my word into that law, knowing it is done. And together we say, so it is.
I'd like to ask Annie. Annie, you want to come up, and she's going to do a presentation about Hanukkah as I light the Hanukkah menorah over here. Yeah, I know. There we go.
So, Hanukkah is an 8-day holiday, and before we light the candles every night, we light the shumash, which is the center candle, and then we light the candles one at a time going across, and we say a prayer, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'adlik ner shel Hanukkah. And that's, blessed are you, O sovereign of the universe, who has commanded us to light the lights of Hanukkah. And the Greeks overran what's now considered Israel, and they desecrated the temple, and they slaughtered pigs on the altar, and they did a bunch of things. And there was a revolt by a small band of Jews called the Maccabees. It was a family. And they defeated the Greeks, and then they cleansed the temple, and there was only enough oil for the menorah for one night. And the oil is specially consecrated by the priests, and there was only enough for one night, so they lit the menorah, but it lasted 8 nights. And it's the miracle of lights. So, you know, there's darkness in every time. There's, you know, racism, illiteracy, poverty, homophobia, sexism, greed, jealousy. We each have our own darkness, and the world has darkness. And we're commanded to put our Hanukkahs, the menorah, in the window to dispel the darkness, to light the darkness. So we each need to be the light, though, and dispel our own darkness and the country's darkness, the world's darkness. And I don't think my video is working. Is my video working?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we don't have a video. But anyway, thank you and happy Hanukkah.
Well, this morning, Reverend Dan had the brilliant idea to incorporate Santa Claus into our talk. And so I was charged with writing a prayer, just for a letter to Santa. Okay? And in doing so, I was trained by the visioning queen over there, Practitioner Juanita, to start out with the highest vision. So I included that as well. What is the highest vision for this letter? To create a world that works for everyone. What must I embrace? Embrace truth. I must embrace love. I must embrace goodness. I must embrace the knowledge of oneness. What must I release? Any facts that are counterintuitive to the truth. There is one life, one permeating essence, one indestructible, deathless, timeless reality that is abundant beyond measure, and that one life is eternally good. I am one with that goodness, as I am one with each and every personality in my birth and spiritual family. I am one with each and every personality in Las Vegas, my surrounding cities and states, in the world and on this plane. Yes, there is truly one life. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. This beautiful Sunday morning, I know and declare that all is well. That life as I know it is good. That my loved ones in the form of family, which includes all persons, experience that perfection in all areas of life. That each knows and acts as they are truly meant to be. Each is the perfect expression of the one. And so with that, each is inherently abundant. Each is inherently healthy, wealthy, and eternal. I know and declare that each person inherits all the goodies in life. I know and trust that my co-ministers of this center, Reverend Dan and Reverend Cheryl's dreams come true. Specifically, I know for Reverend Dan that he realizes perfect health and his marriage with his beloved Paco provides him with love and companionship that is beyond his wildest dreams. That he has abundance of friends and his dream of his beautiful little 300ZX that he loves so much comes into fruition this Christmas. That all his financial goals are met with ease and grace. For my sister, Reverend Cheryl, I know and declare that she too experiences the perfect health that is hers, continues to meet new friends, and creates a world that works best for her. That she also experiences prosperity and has fun. I know that her precious dogs, Duke and Frazier, continue to be in good health, and her dream of having a new dog comes into fruition into the form of a puppy that is cute, small, and doesn't bark, bite, poop, or pee in the house. I know that all things are possible, so I let it be. For myself, I know that I too experience perfect health, continue to experience loving friendships and relationships, and abundance in all areas, especially wine. I'm so grateful for the creation of Santa, for all the many gifts given to me over the years. I am grateful for the one mind who magnificently created this wonderful expression. Santa is always the love and light for each of us and provides exactly as we believe. I am truly blessed to not only realize who and what I am, but to also know who each and one of us truly is. This awareness eases my mind when times are challenging. I am grateful for the members of my center, for the best ministerial prayer team on the planet, and for a teaching that opens hearts and minds, therefore changes lives. So it is with a grateful heart that I know that my word has been spoken, heard, and is acted upon now. So I let it go, the law of mind that does the work. I let go and let goodness handle the rest. And so it is.
What kind of puppy that is? Oh, yours? Maybe that's Santa knows, huh? Wow. That was an awesome prayer, Reverend Stacy. Thank you. I love that prayer. I love your prayers always. Oh my goodness. So the idea of Santa is that we're making Santa the law. And you can have everything you put into the law. The law is affirmative always. And I'm not saying that the law is positive. I'm saying that it's affirmative. It is affirming you every second. So I know that it has affirmed Reverend Stacy's prayer already. So Santa Claus, I want my puppy. Dan wants his Z, and Stacy, of course, wants more wine. And other stuff, of course, because the law, because Santa brings your good, so we said the law brings the good, and so we have a little saying, we switched up the words a little bit. It says, remember, you better not shout, you better not cry, you better not doubt. I'm telling you why. Because when you doubt, it may not show up or show up like you want. So we're knowing that Reverend Stacy's prayer is on point, and we have no doubt that it is fulfilled. Now, if I go to my textbook, is this mine? Yes. When I go to the law in our Science of Mind textbook written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, and it talks about demonstrating in the law, the possibilities of the law are infinite, and our possibilities of using it are limitless. There is such a thing as universal law in mind, and we can use it if we comply with its nature, work as it works, we may or should receive full benefit, and we will, to the degree that we understand and properly use the law. Thousands are today proving this law, and in time, all will come to realize its truth. That sounds like Santa to me. Yeah, does it sound like Santa? Could be Santa. All right, Reverend Dan. Tell us about that.
Okay. So, the law is just like Santa Claus. And the first thing that Reverend Stacy taught us was that to get what you want, you got to know what you want. And then Reverend Stacy taught us, once you know what you want, then you do treatment. You do affirmative prayer. And then rushes in Reverend Cheryl. And she says, now that you're not a rusher, it was a slow, suave move to the podium. Right. So she suavely moved to the podium. And she said, now that you know what you want, and you treat it for what you want, you gotta work with the law in its own nature. And one of the elements there is there can be no doubt. So we do our treatment, and we hold the vision, and we wait in joyful expectation, and we don't doubt. And then we have Patty Powers sing, while the law and Santa Claus get our gifts ready. Now, if you look under the tree, there's presents. It worked. I'll get the prices.
You said, okay.
Okay, right.
Mine is bigger. I think mine is bigger. Oh. Of course it is. Of course it is. I'm supposed to open it.
Yeah, but you can't. Open it!
In front of everybody?
That's right.
All right, I'll go next. We all have our role.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Really? That's your idea of a Z? Do you notice I don't have as much spring in my step? Right. Well, I guess here's your gift. You hold that one. What's this? What is it? Open it! Open it! Can't stand it! Damn it! Oh, a box.
It's a guzzle bunny.
A puzzle bunny. Okay, well, I am seeing a problem here. I'm seeing a problem here. Right. I think what I'm noticing is that Reverend Stacy was very specific about what she wanted, but maybe she forgot about specificity when it comes to Cheryl and I. So, great and wise one. Great and wise one. Shall we turn to the Science of Mind textbook?
Yes.
And be reminded about the need to be specific? Let us look. What does Dr. Holmes say? This is the way it is in dealing with the subtle energy of spirit. But the molds are made in our subjective minds through conscious and specific thought, purpose, and direction. We should be careful not to think that because we make the mold, we must create the substance. It already exists. It is part of the life in which we live, a part of the universal energy. Definite molds or concepts decide the shape which is to be created from the general liquid. This should prove to us that there is a specific technique in mental treatment which we should not overlook. If we wish a certain good, such as a 2017 370Z, life size, one that one could fit and sit down in, we must instill into our own minds a realization of this specific good, and then as the idea is the mold we place in mind, it will be filled by the substance necessary for the complete manifestation of this good in our lives. Specificity. Let's just say one wanted a little dog that didn't chew, or as I quote the great and wise one, or pee and poop in the house. How do we approach that? The immutable law gives us exactly the type of objective experience for which we build a mental likeness. If we have the mental equivalent of a commodious home, roomy, light, cheery, and an income in keeping with it, if we are able to build in mind the kind of home we wish, and there is nothing in our subjective thought which denies this, then we shall be able to decide and demonstrate for ourselves the kind of home we desire. Specificity. Now, Dr. Holmes goes on to say, yes, be specific in what you want, but let the law, let Santa Claus figure out how to get it there. One more, so the wise Reverend Stacy doesn't forget this important point. When we treat, we should be specific. Whatsoever things we desire when we pray, we should believe that we have them. If we wish money, we should ask for or mentally accept money. If we wish a home, we should ask for or mentally accept a home. We can put as much detail into our mental work as we desire. Sometimes to do so will be of great service in gaining a complete mental acceptance of our desires. This is the whole secret. A complete mental acceptance and embodiment of our desires. So today, what we learn, you got to know what you want in order to get what you want. We have to do our spiritual and mental work. We have to do our treatment. We have to do our affirmations. We have to do affirmative prayer. And we have to be specific about what we want. And then lastly, there can be no doubt. We must stay in faith and hold the vision. So, we appreciate your treatment work, Reverend Stacy, but I think next year, Reverend Cheryl and I will be writing the Christmas treatment. We love you all. Namaste.
So if you all would connect, stand and connect. And if you would just close your eyes with me and feel all that love that was shared right here during this day in celebration of the Christ consciousness within each of us. I know we celebrated a bit early because I won't be here next week and I wanted to be here with you. So, safe travels to everyone else that's attending anywhere else next week. And so in that love, in that presence, in that essence, in that space of it's all love, it's all joy, in the perfect holiday season, I am knowing that each and every person continues to celebrate who they are and what they are. All from the one Creator, the one mind. All love, all perfection, all perfect health, all perfect wealth, abundance in every possible way. And so in that knowingness, I just give great good thanks. Great good thanks for each and every person that touches my heart and my soul and my spirit. That allows me to move forward in confidence, knowing and proving to me who and what I am, as they each are my mirror. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas, and so it is. Let's sing our peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me.
Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.